special meeting of the Judson Board of Trustees hereby called to order at 6 p.m. Roll call, Mr. Salinas?
Present, sir.
Mr. LaFoille?
Here.
Mr. Merle?
Present.
Mr. Salyer, I'm here. We have a quorum. First is the knowledge of visitors and citizens to be heard. We have none, Jackie? No? Oh, we have 2 employees. And 3 with Jose. There you go. Mr. Flores is here. We still, no, it's 6 o'clock. Okay.
I know, I have 1 more minute. Yeah. But they called your name anyway.
Yeah, okay. Here, we're here to look at the superintendent's evaluation. If we have no concerns, we don't have to go into special session. Anyone want to go into special session for any reason? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. No have a problem? Okay, okay. 4A, consider and take possible action regarding the superintendent's evaluation. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Flores, second by Mr. LaFoille. All in favor of accepting the superintendent's evaluation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you. Item 5, discussion items and reports to discuss the May 2013 bond package. Anyone have any questions about the bond package?
No.
You have any questions? Okay, go ahead, Mr. Fields, or Dr. Mackey. Mr. Fields can answer any
Okay,
questions.
you can look at the bond package, the bond, right there, you see $60,022,000 for Evans Road. On page 1.
Oh, I see, I found it.
Okay, it's a total of $83 million, and right at this time, we've adjusted for $63 million, and for the Copperfield, $22,977,000, which we have a remaining balance for Evans Road of, right there is $2,768,000, and Copperfield of $274,000, a total of $3,042,000. If you go down to Evans Road High School, you'll see the breakdown of everything. In parentheses, you'll see a $1,138,000.
Right.
That's for saws. Next month, we'll bill saws for building that water line, expanding the water line, and they're gonna reimburse us that much money.
Very good.
Okay, yeah. So then you'll see, go down to Copperfield, you'll see at this time, we have $274,000 left over, that at the end of the school year, we'll wait and see if anything happens. If nothing happens, then we'll be able to move that money over to Evans Road High School.
Evans,
Yeah.
that can be done, right?
Yeah.
And, well, actually, that's.
Okay, if you,
5,
okay,
4, yes.
and then if you turn to page, 4 of 18, 5 of 18, you see the Evans Road perspective,
5.
5 of 18.
I got it.
You'll see that this is the diagram of the building, and you just see the back, the front, the back, and the side.
Dr. Mackey, is this the first phase? Or
First
whole
phase, all of this first phase.
Okay.
First phase, and if you look on page 6 of 18, you'll see where we at as of 2/4/15. This is a snapshot of the building from the sky. You see that on 2/4, on 6/18 and 7/18. Yeah, we got good pictures.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Right there to the top, I see a lot of cars, and that's not our property.
No, we don't own that, no.
Okay.
That's not ours.
And then that's Evans Road.
Yes,
Has the county said anything about
No.
gonna work on it, or what
No.
was it? Or the city, they have to make it a 4-lane or something?
Yeah, they haven't got back with me yet. They'll probably get back with us this summer.
Is that the county, or?
Yes, that's the county.
The city?
No, county.
Oh, it is? the
Yeah,
county.
mhm. And then if you turn to page 8/18, you'll see the site. And then if you turn to 9/18, you'll see close-ups on the site. And then if you look at page 11/18, you'll see a water main. And this is how much we budgeted with the water main. And that is with saws. We did that with saws.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's Judson and Saws. And if you
Oh,
go,
you're talking about the 2,381,000?
Yeah. Yes.
And we're gonna get half of that back.
No, we will get, we will get, hold on, let me go back.
1 point something.
$1,138,000 back from them.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we would get that from Saws. You see the water line is really gonna be constructed and end around April. April, we should be through with that.
Do they have water right now, Dr. Mackey?
Yeah, we have water now.
Oh, they.
We've always had water from day one. We ship our own water there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
So they're-
yeah.
Okay.
We have water, and if you go to page 13 of 18, you can see where they put in the water line. Remember, we putting one in there with Saws, and it's large enough to handle the community and the high school. Yeah, so that's why we're going with Saws. They wanted us to extend it, so we use our money with theirs, and we put a larger water line. Okay, that's the water line they putting in, and if you look at it, they putting the water line. And then if you go to page 5 of 18, you can see,
Go back.
huh? No, 15 of 18.
Oh.
15 of 18, you can see where they're working on the track at Wagner. This is the Wagner track.
Track replacement, yes.
Yeah, they're replacing that. Remember, we had to dig out 4 feet. 4 feet on that.
And they're already working on that, right?
Oh, man, they coming into completion of that. They got about another month. They're gonna be completed with that. Yeah.
But they won't be able to use it.
Yes, they
Yeah,
can use it.
it'll be ready for
It'll be
spring
ready to
track
use.
meets.
Yes, ready to use.
It's ready for March.
Ready for March. For not March, but April.
Yeah, April.
Ready for April, yeah. And then if you go and look on page 18 of 18, you can see that where we at on that track. And this picture was taken February the 4th. Right now, I went out there today, they are moving and putting the saw back in. And in the next week or two, how long, Victor, when were they gonna start on putting the cement, the track in there, the curves in there?
I would say within the next 3 weeks.
3 weeks, they gonna start putting the curve and the track down.
We're still doing some testing.
Yeah, doing the testing and stuff, and, yeah, so,
I got one question.
yeah,
I'm looking at, page 18 of 18,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at that field out there. You're gonna do something with the grass and everything out there?
oh, yeah, no, that's gonna be taken care of.
Just wanna make sure I was pointing that out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
18 of 18, that's gonna be taken care of, because this is the time of year, because there's so much traffic on that ground out there, because they use it for everything, that we go back and reseed it and water it. Once they put the water line, we'll water all summer, and we'll get that grass to keep growing. Yeah.
Jackie showed Mr. Mancias present. Okay. Anything else? Thanks for the presentation. Is that it?
That's it?
Mr. Macias,
Motion.
Yeah,
Dr.
actually-
Mackey went over that bond.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's great. I have a bunch of questions I'd like to get asked. and
Why
That's
don't
why,
you go see him at his office instead of tying us up in here?
if you don't want to serve on the board, Richard, you can step out if you don't have time for it. This is our job. This is our job. Pure
Well,
and simple.
Mr.
Your job.
Mancias,
This
Find
is
something to
our
do here.
job.
Mr. Mancias?
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Mackey did the presentation. You were late.
It's 6
Okay.
o'clock. I got
He's
here at
done.
6:03.
Okay, well,
If that's
we
as
started at 6
quickest
o'clock.
presentation I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I'm
sorry if you guys don't
So,
take
know
it
what?
seriously, but
You
I
know
have
what?
some questions about
You can follow
this.
up with your questions with Mr. Fields. This meeting's adjourned 6:09.
Hey, wait a minute.
Huh?
It's adjourned.
What? Because I'm not playing this little game. You want to
It's
ask
not a
questions?
game. This is a very serious inquiry.
Okay, we'll reconvene adjourned 6:10. Go ahead, Mr. Mancias.
Thank
Ask your
you.
questions. Okay, but you walk in late every time.
I do
and-
not walk in late every time.
Yes, you did. Okay,
Take
I'm not arguing.
attendance
Go
then.
ahead, do your questions. We're not playing
This
this
is
game.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. You're exactly
You're
right.
ridiculous.
Well,
Okay.
Mr. Mancias,
Come on, y'all, let's go ahead and just.
go
get this
ahead.
so we can-
Proceed so we can get
Thank
out of here.
you. I'm
And
so
anybody
glad you
wants
gave
to
me
leave,
permission.
Go ahead, I'll recognize they left and we can lose the
Oh,
quorum.
crap. My questions are simple. I want to know that we have an oversight committee that's doing this monthly oversight. And Mr. Fields had called me to kind of see if I could kind of address what my questions would be. My first question was oversight and what type of concerns has the oversight committee brought to you? I know that, Mr. Fields, you've started this process, so you haven't had a long work relationship with them. But-
I deal with the oversight with
Jackie.
the committee.
Okay.
Mr.
Committee.
O'Foyle
Mr.
left.
Fields does it, he just joined
Well,
us.
well, talk to me, Dr. Mackey.
I
What
have
if-
the mayors, all the mayors, Mr. Sonny Merle, we have the Colonel, what's his name? Colonel's been a part of it. We have other citizens that are part of it.
And
we go
I've
through
been,
everything.
I've been to the meeting, so
Yeah,
I'm aware of who's there, but what concerns have been brought up?
There hasn't been any major concerns because we've been on time and we've been under budget. And we give them all the information, they read it, and they asked a few questions, but they haven't had any major concerns.
Okay, so no concerns.
No concerns.
That's good. I've asked and requested that some sort of documentation be kept for those meetings, so at least we have a record of what is being asked, what type of questions. Because when I attended the few meetings I've attended, there were questions, there were some concerns that were brought up, but the board has no record of that, and we can't even follow up if we want to know.
I've been going it ever since. I haven't heard concerns. I've heard questions, and we clarified them. None of them, not one time, they have had a concern.
Okay.
They've been questions that they asked us, and we always tell them that we get it to them the next day.
The high school project for the bond was $63 million, correct?
No, it wasn't
What-
$63 million.
What was the project allocation for that bond for Evans property?
The Evans Road project was $60,022,200.
60 million,
Yep.
and,
Right there on page one. If you look on page one.
yeah, I'm looking on
Yeah,
page
If you
one,
would circle the very top one, that's what the Evans Road project is.
fantastic, so 60 million. Why is 63 million in my head? I thought it was 20
Because-
million.
No, because we asked to put $3 million in that budget,
Okay,
That's why
and that's why it's 63. 63 was. 3.1. Yeah, 3.1 million.
3
That's why
point-
it goes to 63, yes.
and 3.1 million went back to the acquisition of the land, put back in the budget?
No, it went into the project for the house. For the fields. The stadium.
Okay.
Track and the stadium.
And that's something that we approved not too long ago,
Yes, the board
correct?
approved that a couple months ago.
So that's what took away from the initial 63 million, or has it always been
No,
60?
It didn't take away.
Okay, it's always been 60
Always
then?
been 60. We just added 3.1 to it.
Okay,
And that goes back, when we pass the next bond, that goes back to the general fund once we do the next bond.
okay, perfect, thank you. Now, I'm not sure, I mean, I've heard some discussion about this, but is there going to be an incorporation of a pool in this high school?
Nope. What there is that the board approved $75,000 for some architectural drawing.
Okay,
That's it. No pool, nothing. They just
In
approved.
case-
In
in
case
case-
they ever need it down the road, it's there.
so this drawing then would be relevant for 10, 20, 30 years, or?
Anytime you want it, it'll be there. The district will own it.
Okay, so, and I assume then if we want to move on that, we would just simply activate
That's all
what
we
has
have.
already been done,
That's it.
and then we just come up with a price point on what that looks like.
That's it.
So, right now, when this school is completed, there's only architectural concepts
That's it.
on that.
That's it.
So there's obviously space for that
Yes.
if we decided to do that.
Yes, it's included in the facility.
Okay. Are there any remaining needs? I've heard some discussion too about there needing to be some additional infrastructure for this school. The way I understand is this project or this property, we can add to it if we add another bond to it
At any time.
at any time, which is good. So that's a good model to have. But at this point, is there anything that you think that's lacking from this project?
At this time, to open the school up, we have everything we need to open the school up. However, this is a phase one, because we had some other phases on there that we didn't have the funding to facilitate. That is another wing,
Mm-hmm,
which that comes with another bond, because right now we don't need it, because we only have 800 kids in there.
okay.
Okay, the other one is a black box, a theater, an auditorium, a softball field, and a baseball field. That comes with the next phase, and that's it.
That's phase two?
That's phase two.
We don't have an auditorium coming up
We-
when
we-
we open?
Yes, we have one in the
Oh, okay.
cafeteria. It's with the cafeteria.
Oh.
Yes.
And that still all fits within the $60 million budget. So from a need standpoint, then, I'm not hearing that there's any additional immediate infrastructure that this school would need to be fully
Not to open
functional.
up- Not to open up for what we're gonna do for freshmen and sophomores.
Okay. And again, we're still on course for August 2016?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any concerns on your end? Anything that we might need to
On what
take
now?
on, since you've had experience with this project from day one,
Day
or
one.
from inception, any concerns that you might see pop up for us in the next 6 to 8 months?
Nope.
So, I guess my other question would be, not that I'm envisioning that we'd have an issue with, I guess increased expenditures, but everything seems to be pretty locked. We shouldn't see a fluctuation in expenses based
Nope.
at all. So how much of that 60 million do you foresee being extra? Are we going to be real tight on that? Because sometimes there's always extra
No,
funding.
we already have that within the budget, contingency. We have a contingency plan in the budget.
So you do have a contingency in the
Yes.
budget? Okay. I know this agenda item was broad enough to include Copperfield. Mr. Salinas, did you have any questions about Copperfield? I don't know if you had expressed
No,
those.
If you look on page, Dr. Mackey explained on page
Okay.
1, where it says the bond, if you look there, it was budgeted for 22,977,800. Actually, there was underfunded, right, Dr. Mackey, by 200?
No. We are on time, we were on time opening it, and we have 274,000 left over.
Right, so
It's
what
at the
you
bottom.
call that is not unfunded?
No, under budget, under budget, under budget,
Okay, I'm sorry.
yes.
So that's what it was, so
Yes.
274?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Are you done, Mr. Mencia?
I am. That's
Okay,
all I
thank you. June, you got anything? You came in late. We've kind of covered everything, but you have any questions while you're here?
I look at the things.
Huh?
I just
Good.
look at the tape and see.
Okay.
Mr. Salinas, anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Flores?
No.
Sonny?
Good.
Anybody got anything else?
Next Tuesday, we have a meeting.
Yes, next Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, sir?
Is it 6 or 6:30? What do we, 6:30? I talked to Dr. Montoya, he'll be here, and Ms. Kyle will be here with the contract and everything, and he's accepted it and approved it, and we should be another quick meeting. Any questions? Anybody else? Last bowl around? Meeting adjourned at 6:17. Thank you. Thanks, Matt.